So, as I was saying, this is just a continuation, but a totally different one, no, different topic. Okay, so we are still in pricing, no. So for today's topic, we're going to discuss what is an arbitrage pricing theory. So this is included also doon sa naunang topic na diniscuss natin. So for today's meeting, we will happen to know what is arbitrage pricing theory or the so-called APT. Then, when does an arbitrage pricing theory occur? No, why is it important? And of course, the main focus of our discussion is the computation. How do we compute this pricing theory? So the law of one price and arbitrage opportunity. So before discussing the arbitrage pricing class, let us first discuss the so-called law of one price. Okay. So from the word itself, class, when you say law of one price, no, sabi dito, identical assets selling in different locations should be priced identically in different locations. Okay, so meaning to say, we have the same asset. For example, stocks. Okay, we have the same stocks pero located siya, binibenta siya sa different location. Like for example, in Manila and in Tokyo. So according to law of one price, if you are selling same or identical asset, in our example that is stock, then pwede daw bang i-price identically? Ibig sabihin, kailangan ang presyo niya sa Manila and Tokyo ay the same. Okay, so that is according to the law of one price. Okay, since you are selling, excuse me, since you are selling an identical asset or identical assets, no? So, sabi sa law of one price, again, it should be priced identically, the same, no? The same in different location. So, in absence of this law, kung hindi natin ginagawa ito, halimbawa, the price of ABC stock in Manila is different from the price of AB stock in Tokyo, then arbitrage exists. So dito nangyayari yung sinasabi na arbitrage pricing. Okay, so ano ba ang arbitrage pricing? So definitely, no, contrary to what the law of one price is saying. Right? So, hindi niya sinusunod ang law of one price. Okay? So, according to arbitrage pricing. So arbitrage refers to the action of buying an asset in the cheaper market and simultaneously selling that asset in the more expensive market to make a risk-free profit. Okay, so I'll show you an example class. Okay, this one. Can you see it? Can you see the picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, this is the so-called arbitrage pricing. So, gagawa ka dito ng decision. Okay. So, what is the concerned product class? The banana. Okay. So, in Bob's market, that banana cost $1. Okay. For 12 pieces. Okay. So, 12 for $1. But in Joe's market, that cost 12 for $1.25. So, sino ang mas may mataas na presyo? Si Joe's Market. Sa Joe's Market. Okay. So, applying the arbitrage opportunity, okay, kung ako si investor, ako ito, okay, I'll buy that banana from Bob's Market. Okay. Wait, someone would like to join. Admit ko lang for a while. Okay. So, if I am the investor again, I'll buy that banana, that 12 pieces of banana from Bob's Market because it only costs $1, no? Compared to Joe who sells 1.25 dollars for the same quantity, 12. Okay? So, bibilin ko yun kay Bob, no? At ibibenta ko naman sa market ni Joe. Bakit ganun ang gagawin ko? Kasi, you buy at a cheaper market, no, and then you sell that particular or the same goods in a market that would yield a greater profit. So, difference of 0.25. Okay? So, buy it again. Explanation for arbitrage opportunity. Buy that certain product or goods or assets, no, in a much cheaper market, then sell it, no, sell it to a market that would yield a greater profit. Okay, so naintindihan yung arbitrage pricing? Okay naman, class? Malinaw?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So balik tayo dun sa kanina.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So sabi dito, a well-diversified portfolio or a portfolio whose firm-specific risk is negligible, diversification eliminates unsystematic and specific risk. So we all know, class, that in business, the riskier the investment is, the riskier the investment is, the greater the profit, no? The promised profit. Okay? Do you agree with that? Mas mataas ang risk, mas mataas ang pwede niyang kitain. Okay? The lesser the risk, the lesser the promised profit. Okay? So kung ikaw ay halimbawa playing safe ka, no? You're not into making or trying to have the risk, no? Doon ka sa medyo kaya mo yung risk, okay? Ang ibang investors class, they don't they don't take risk. Sabi nga ng nabasa ko a good investor doesn't take the risk. They minimize the risk. So what's the difference? Okay? You know, no, at first, what are the risks? So, if you are the investor, hindi mo lang basta tinitake yung risk, no? Sabi, a good investor also minimizes the risk. Paano ba mag-minimize, no? So, another topic naman yung pag-minimize, no? Pero, of course, kung ikaw ang investor, hindi mo hayaan na that particular risk still exists, no? So, you have to do something to, kung hindi man ma-eliminate totally yan, class, pag sinabi eliminate, matanggal, no, at least, ma-minimize mo, ma-lower down mo man lang yung risk na yun. Okay, parang sa simpleng negosyo, marami kayong competitors. Halimbawa, nagtitinda ka ng something. Then sa paligid mo, ang dami-dami mong kakompetensya. So that is risk. A risk of what? Risk that no one will go to you and buy your offering. Okay, that is risk. So how will you minimize that? Okay? So you have to think, so doon na pumapasok ngayon class yung mga marketing strategies, pricing strategies, no? So, hindi ka lang basta titigil, no? You have to think of the ways on how to minimize, kung hindi man totally ma-eliminate, but at least ma-minimize mo yung risk. Do you agree, class? Who among you have business right now? Yung nagtitinda or whatsoever. Do you experience this one? Sino ang sino sa inyo ang nagnenegosyo, class? Ana, do you have business? Princess?
Wala, ma'am. That
Ah,
moment.
wala pa. Okay. But of course, no, since you are a business student, so maybe in the near future, 'di ba? You may want to establish or put up your own business. So kaya pinag-aaralan din natin ito for you to have an idea of what is like, ano, to have this particular risk. Risk is everywhere. Uncertainty is everywhere. Do you agree? Kahit saan may risk, kahit saan may uncertainty. When you say uncertainty, these are things that are not clear yet. No, you don't know what will happen next, no? So, parang sa atin, sa education natin ngayon, we know that we are online, no? The modality of the lesson is through online. But of course, we are not that sure, no, what will happen next, no? Ano na ba? After ba nito, ano na mangyayari? So, that is what we call uncertainty. Those are things that are not clear enough. Okay? So, let's go now to the next slide. Okay. So, arbitrage pricing. So, regardless of wealth or risk aversion, investors will want an infinite position in the risk-free arbitrage portfolio. Okay, so let us discuss what is risk aversion. Okay, so sabi na dito, a risk-averse investor is an investor who prefers lower returns with known risk rather than higher return with unknown risk. So, this is what I'm telling you kanina, class. So, kung playing safe ka, go with lower returns with known risk. Pag sinabi mong known risk, upon entering into a business or a deal, alam mo na kagad yung kakaharapin mo na risk. So, ano ka, risk averse ang tawag sa'yo. Rather than, no, aiming for higher returns pero hindi mo naman alam kung ano yung mga risk na posible mong kaharapin. Okay? So sabi dyan, risk lover is a person who is willing to take more risk while investing in order to earn higher returns. Of course, class, it follows, ano? If you invest large capital or large amount of money, it is not always um, in positive way, class, na ikaw ay kikita. So the greater the investment, the greater of the possibility of having risk, and greater din ang possibility na ikaw ay malulugi. Hindi lang dalawa yan eh. Dalawa lang pwedeng mangyari sa iyo. Ikaw ay kikita, you earn, or you fail. Okay? So kung ikaw ay risk lover, no, go with it. Pero kung ikaw naman ay risk averse, okay, na tinatawag, no, go with the lower returns with low or with known risk. Kahit na maliit ang kita, basta sigurado ka na nakikita mo kung ano yung pwede mong kaharapin. So with these two examples, class, where do you think you are? Ikaw ba ay risk lover or risk averse? Kung sakali mag-i-invest ka, alin kayo dito sa dalawa? Okay? Ikaw ba yung tipo na sigurista? Or ikaw yung tipo na gusto ko na maano, gusto ko yung one time, big time? Okay. Ikaw, Ana, sa tingin mo?
Siguro ma'am risk averse kasi mai-earn mo naman yan dahan-dahan. So
Okay.
magi-gain mo yan dahan-dahan kumbaga hindi lang minimal lang kumbaga.
Okay. So, hindi hindi na mahalaga kung maliit lang ang kikitain mo, pero sigurado. Eh dito naman sa
Yes
kabila,
ma'am.
malaki nga yung pina-promise niya, pero hindi ka sigurado kung kikita ka ba talaga or yung investment mo ay mauuwi sa wala. How about you, Princess? Sa tingin mo, ano ka dito sa dalawa?
Risk averse din, ma'am.
Same position mo dito, risk
Playing
averse.
safe.
Okay, Rona, how about you, Rona?
Risk averse din, ma'am.
Okay, risk averse. Okay, so in efficient markets, profitable arbitrage opportunities will quickly disappear. So bakit ganun, class? Kasi sa totoo lang ano, hindi naman talaga pare-pareho ang presyo ng mga assets sa iba't ibang location. Kagaya ng example ko kanina, no? Yung price ng stock sa Manila, no? Most of the times, iba ang presyo sa ibang location. Sa Tokyo, no? Sa Paris, no? Iba-iba 'yan. Okay? So kaya nangyayari ang arbitrage pricing. Okay, so tandaan nyo lang, pag sinabing arbitrage pricing, yung sa picture kanina na pinakita ko, you buy it in a cheaper market, then sell it, no, doon sa market that could yield higher profit. Okay. So, next. Next. Ito yon. Okay. So, let's go now to the formula, no? In computing the arbitrage pricing. So, wag mo na kayo matakot, no? I know nakakatakot yung formula, no? So, this one, so ano-ano yung mga yan? Ito yung ating formula. So, this one stands for expected return on the asset, then risk-free rate of return. Next, beta, sensitivity of the asset price to macroeconomic factor. That stands for the N. And then, this one, risk premium associated with factor I. Okay. So, to better understand that, so let us have an example. Okay. Naka-ready na ba yung naka-ready na ba class yung inyong mga calculator and ball pens and your notebooks? Okay. So let's have this example. Okay. So for example, okay, the following four factors have been identified, no, as explaining a stock's return and its sensitivity to each factor, and the risk premium associated with each factor have been calculated. Okay. So these are the given. Okay, so we have the gross domestic product. Kanina naalala nyo, meron siyang nabanggit dito na macroeconomic factor. So, this gross domestic product is considered as macro factor, macroeconomic factor. Okay? So, naalala nyo, I think I have already briefly discussed what is GDP, no? GNP. Can you still remember, class? The gross domestic product. Okay, so just a review class, no? Ano ba ang gross domestic product? So gross domestic product, this is the totality of the products, no, made domestically, made dito sa Philippines. Kaya nga domestic, okay? Regardless of the citizenship who produce that, no? Mapa-Filipino man 'yan or foreigner, for as long as it is produced in the Philippines, that is being computed in gross domestic product. So madaling tandaan, GDP stands for hindi lang gross domestic product. Sa Tagalog, ako natatandaan ko, ito yung turo talaga sa akin ng professor ko nung college, gawa dito sa Pinas. Tandaan nyo lang yan, GDP, gawa dito sa Pinas. So, pag ginawa dito sa Pinas, regardless kung Filipino ka or alien ka, pag sinabi alien, foreigner, no? Kasama po 'yan sa computations ng GDP. Kasi bakit may mga alien? Siyempre may mga investors tayo, mga foreign investors tayo dito sa Philippines. So kasama po 'yun sa computation ng GDP. Ano naman ang GNP? Gross National Product. So ang keyword naman diyan ay national. Okay? So pag sinabi mong gross national product class, gawa naman lahat ng mga national ng Philippines. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga Filipinos. Gawa ng Pinoy. Acronym naman niya ay, tandaan lang, gawa ng Pinoy. Kung saan man ang Filipino, mapa-domestic man yan, mapa-abroad man yan, kasama po yan sa GNP. Okay, gross national product. So, punta na tayo dito sa example class. So, gross domestic product, okay, admit ko lang yung isa. Okay. So, we have 0.6 and then RP is 4%. Okay. Next, inflation rate, 0.8, RP is 2. So on and so forth. Okay. So, ganito lang ang magiging ano natin class, no? Substitution natin. Okay. So, this one class. Ito ang paraan ng pag-compute. Okay. Saan galing ang 3%? Okay? We have this 3% in the risk-free rate. Okay? So, risk-free rate plus yung unang given, open and close, 0.6 and 4%, plus yung sumunod na given, which is the inflation rate, 0.8 times 2%, plus the third given, which is negative, take note ha, negative po ito ha, negative 0.7 and 5%. And then lastly, no, the fourth given, which is 1.3 and 9%. So in order for you to do that, excuse me, you have to compute first, no, yung nasa parenthesis. Okay? You have to compute that. Then, saka mo siya i-add. Okay? So, do it now. Okay? You try to do it. Of course, class ha, you need to convert first this percent into decimal. Okay? Kailangan i-decimal mo muna siya. Okay? Sige. Compute it now. Kailangan lumabas class ha, 15.2%. Kindly inform me kung sino na ang tapos at nakuha na ang sagot. Convert nyo yung 3%. So, pag kinonvert mo ang 3%, that would be 0.03. Okay? Yung 4%, 0.04. Actually, ang lalabas dyan, class, hindi talaga 15.2. Nakadecimal pa yan. So, kailangan mo i-convert na naman into percent.
0.152.
Okay. Sino yung sumagot?
Si Rona, ma'am.
Rona. Okay, Rona, ang sagot ay 0.152. So, para ma ah, tawag dito, maging percentage yan, you have to move the decimal point twice, no? Kaya naging 15.2. So, madali lang computation class. Yung risk-free rate, unahin mo nang ilagay dyan. Then, the first given, second given, the third given, and then this all class are the macro factors. Remember yung kanina, hindi lang yung GDP. Also, the inflation rate. Pag sinabi mo inflation rate, ito yung pagtaas ng presyo ng mga bilihin. Okay? Bakit ba tumataas ang presyo ng bilihin? Anyone? Any idea? Bakit ba tumataas ang presyo ng bilihin?
One factor na maka-affect nun is yung
Inflation.
sa demand.
Okay, the supply and demand, yes, of course, natutunan natin yan sa economics. Okay. Ang talagang malaking nakakaapekto sa presyo ng mga bilihin talaga is the cost of a certain product. And that is, ano kaya yon? Ano kaya yun, class? Any idea? Bakit pag tumaas yung presyo ng product na yon, bakit naapektuhan halos lahat ng products? The price of
Raw materials. No?
raw materials. Another
Bigas
try.
man, bigas.
Bigas. It starts with letter P or O. Ano?
Opportunity cost.
Opportunity cost.
Ano ba yun?
Okay. So, naapektuhan talaga greatly ang prices when the price of petroleum or oil increases. Why? Kasi petroleum tsaka oil ang ginagamit natin for the distribution o
Essential.
kaya yung transportation. So, that is why pag tumaas ang transportation cost mo, ipapataw mo rin syempre yun dun sa mga products mo. Okay? So, let's have an example class exercise. I have two. Check this out, class. Gawin nyo. Okay? Kung sino ang unang makakagawa nito, magpo-post ako ng ng acknowledgement dun sa ating LMS. Gayahin niyo lang yung ginawa niyo kanina. Okay, sige,
Yes,
what's the
ma'am.
answer for this? For first example natin, first exercise. What's the answer? Jan Jan?
Medyo malaki po yung answer ko, ma'am.
Oh. Ano sa'yo? Ganda.
2.68, ma'am. So, kung i-convert ko siya into percentage, 268.
200. May sobra, be. Mm. Check mo yung ano mo. Check mo yung, I think siguro sa mga conversion mo, ikaw na-overlook mo yung mga conversion mo.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, 20.5%.
20.5. So close. So close, darling. Higher. Higher ng konti. Emma, what's your answer? Emma, what's your answer? Are you
Ma'am,
solving
I'm sorry po, ma'am. Hindi po ako nakahabol.
this
Yeah, I'm
one?
trying, ma'am, but hindi po ako nakahabol kasi.
This one, darling, oh. Gayahin mo lang. Eto, oh.
Okay, wait. I'll take a picture sa akin.
I-ano mo, i-screenshot mo. Then, eksakto gayahin mo dun sa exercise na binigay ko sa inyo.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Sorry po, di po ako nakahabol.
That's okay.
Ma'am,
Diyan.
25.3 ako, ma'am.
25.3, no. So, ang gagawin dyan, 2.5, yung pinakauna ninyong given. So, convert nyo na kaagad yan into decimal. So, that would give you how much? So, move the decimal point 2 times. So, 0.025. Okay? Next. Close na yung kanina eh, yung 20.5.
Ma'am, round off na lang, ma'am. 21%. Ma'am, we can't hear you po.
Hello. Sorry, nakamute pala ako. Okay. Sino sumagot ng 21? Ana, very good. That would give you a rounded off answer of 21%. But the exact answer actually is 20.68%.
20.99 yung akin, ma'am.
Okay. 20.99. So close. Sige, i-round off na lang natin. Okay? So very good, Ana. Okay, so next. Next. Last naman na to. I only have 2 exercises for you, class. Okay, next. This one. Okay. Same ang gagawin. Magkaiba lang ang given. Okay.
Same process lang ba siya?
So, para madali nyo class makuha, gawin nyo muna yung formula, no? I-substitute ninyo. Okay? So, 3.4% plus, open and close parentheses, 0.5 plus 6% times 6% plus, open parentheses, 0.5 times 7%, close, plus, open, negative 0.4 times 9%, close, plus, open, 3.2 times 5.3, close. Okay?
Ma'am, 23.26%.
Very good. That's the exact answer. 23.26. Thank you, Anna. But of
Ito
course,
po
I want...
26, ma'am.
Oh, very good. Sino yon? Sino yung Tristan? Is that
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, again, I repeat, the answer for number 1 is 20.68. Okay. For the second one, 23.26, no? But I want everybody, no, except Tristan and Anna, to also come up with that answer para ma-make sure na talagang naintindihan niyo yung lesson. Okay? You simply follow yung una nating example kanina. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So sige na, you try pa din. Since we still have time, you try to compute. Palabasin nyo yung una, 20.68, then 23.26. Okay, so that's the last slide I have, class. So, stop ko na muna yung share. Okay. Okay. So, thank you, everyone. Hopefully, the rest could also come up with the right answer. Okay. So, after our class, you still try to compute and come up with 20.68 for number one and 23.26% for number two. So, thank you guys for coming for today's virtual class.
Thank you,
So, I
ma'am.
hope
Thank you, ma'am.
you learned something.